I'm going to do a follow-up video to the last one that I did. This one's going to be a lot shorter. The last video was going over the points that this person was trying to make. This video is to show that I was right. This person is an asshole, and people like these, the ones who want to stand up for people, typically turn out to just project the ill intentions that they have and the assholeness that they are onto other people. Now, this is coming from Nazi Gamer, which I do mostly trust this site, but this site has in the past gotten into controversy because one of their articles was plagiarized. That person is supposedly gone. It's been a while, and they have a generally good record, so I am going to use them. Just thought I'd be upfront about that in the article. We're not going to fully go over reading through the article. We're just going to look at the tweets that they gathered. And if you guys do want to read the article, it will be in the description. First thing I wanted to address is how this person obviously completely tries to gaslight everybody who ends up coming at her. She talks about how marginalized people are harassed and abused over games. And this person says that may be true, but that doesn't mean that you can take that option away from everybody else. And she replies, "Nobody wants to take away your voice chat, you fucking illiterate fuck." Well, when you say that it's unfair, and then you say that people shouldn't have to give up their profile, which you already don't. You don't have to participate in voice chat. But then she ends up saying that people don't. Well, then people get mad at you for not being in chat. Well, then the only option is to disable chat to take it away. Because she's even said muting and blocking people is not an option. So if that's not an option, the only option left is to remove it. And she has been completely trying to gaslight people over what her intentions are, even though anybody with the brain could tell that's what she wants. And when people have brought it up before, she didn't say no about not removing it. And this isn't even the worst, that she's tried to gaslight people. Now, Steph from yesterday ends up saying a whole lot of cis white men voices, thinking chat is critical to competitive gaming. Now, anybody who has played competitive gaming knows it is, and their whole argument is that chat is unfair because it gives you an advantage. Any advantage you can get in competitive stakes is necessary. As a top-level competitor player in multiplayer titles, professionally and for fun, voice chat is a massive part of competitive aspect. Quality of games alone of most games would drop drastically without comms. And then Lizzin, or whatever the fuck their name is, the other ambassador, says, "She's not lacking competitive experience. You're lacking experience of being marginalized." That is not a reply. If you are saying, well, some people say that comms are important. I don't think so. And somebody goes, "Yeah, well, I am in this field. They are very important." And then somebody, and your reply is, "Yeah, well, you're not black enough." That's not a comeback. But then this person points out, "I have muscular dysphoria. I have been judged, frowned upon, / shit talked my entire life. Being marginalized is a normal day. If someone mocks me for being disabled online, I mute / ignore them. If I really wanted to, I'd leave voice chat. This fake outrage is insane." And you guys are not going to believe how this fucker gaslights this person. So first she quote tweets them while they're making a point about why their opinions are wrong, and says marginalized communities are so used to being abused that they will write it off as inherent to our experiences, and we're gaslit to believe a world where we aren't abused is impossible. So why bother when it's easier to ignore it? Well, people are assholes. This isn't gaslighting. This is reality. There's a difference between the two. Gaslighting is warping reality to make your victims see as you want them to see. What you are doing, and when people gaslight, I get very concerned about what these people are in their actual personal lives. People who tend to gaslight are never good people. They are abusers. They are child molesters. They are cultists. People like Onision are the people who gaslight people. If you gaslight like this person is trying to do, with both saying that they're not going to take away people's chats and trying to use anybody who is a victim, even if they disagree with them, to warp them so they believe in what they want them to believe, I am very concerned about what kind of person you actually are. They reply, "First you insult me, telling me basically I'm not marginalized, so I wouldn't understand. Then you find out I'm marginalized more than most, and you did mental gymnastics that I am lying to myself about reality. You're so delusional, it's insane. She blocked me from Twitter because she couldn't defeat common sense. Now, this person is absolutely right. People are assholes, and it's crazy for them to say that it's gaslighting to believe that there will always be some asshole who will make fun of somebody for some reason. But it's not gaslighting that there will never be a utopia where everybody is treated picture perfect and never made fun of. This person and the one from yesterday both act like because you're cis, white, or male, or any combination of that, you're a bad person and they hate you and they attack you for it and make fun of you. I even have a clip where this person blocks somebody and is just like dancing around because Twitch won't ban them and shit. And you're going to tell me that somebody like you could exist in this perfect paradise that you painted?
And you can't get rid of me. Twitch is endorsing me, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm just gonna dance to your sad tears. I'm just gonna drink your tears. Num 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 bum 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 bum. You better watch out.
But you believe anybody who thinks that people like you, assholes, are going to exist and make fun of people. This person, I will show you the tweet here in a bit, actually makes fun of somebody for having dyslexia. But they're going to say it's gaslighting that there's never a utopia. But no one is surprised that they got blocked because, you know what? They'll use you until you disagree with them. You are only the kind of person they want to help until you speak out against them. And anyway. And then this person says, also, I take offense that you say people like me aren't marginalized enough to have an opinion on this, even though I'm dyslexic, just because I don't agree with you. And she says, take your dyslexic ass the fuck out of my mentions. And you want this perfect utopia where nobody will ever be made fun of for their disability or their linguistic profile? You do it. And that's what a lot of these people do, is they project the assholes that they are onto other people. After that, this person points out that they might as well remove anything that has to do with chat because, you know, things are hard to read for like dyslexic people. This person points out that they obviously don't care about them, considering they waved their criticism away using their disability. And then she then comes back and says, I honestly do empathize, which is absolute bullshit, or she wouldn't have waved anything that he said off with the fact that, you know, he's dyslexic. And says, but you try to use your disability to shut down entirely their conversation, which this person uses the fact that other people may or may not have disabilities or be marginalized to dismiss their concerns. So it's pointing out that he was marginalized is the only way that this person would listen to him in the first place. And says that they're sorry, not sorry. If somebody says sorry, not sorry, they're an asshole. They are completely an asshole. No nice, normal person ever says that phrase. They then say, if you have death wishes in your DMs, you're doing something right. I completely disagree, because you know who gets those? Pedophiles. I wouldn't say pedophiles are doing anything right, would you? Well, maybe you would, because, you know, you apparently are an emotive abuser, given the way that you're acting and how you like to gaslight people. But this person points out that they said the only way you should be allowed to own a gun is if you shoot entitled gamers with it, which makes me think this person isn't really a gamer, because the only people who say entitled gamers are people who don't actually understand the relationship between devs and consumers. But they try to say it's because they're stressed and harassment for 2 straight days. No normal person goes to, I want to shoot people, just because their DMs are flooded with harassment. And especially not, oh, I want to get rid of these people who are harassing me. No, entitled gamers, just blanket term. That's not a normal thing. You need help. But gaslighting for victimhood gets even more insane. This person points out that if they were to take things away from people, remove the voice chat, people would be even more upset and more hateful towards these groups that caused them to lose this. And this person says that that's a threat translates pretty clearly. It is not a threat. It is pointing out an obvious reality. The only threat to these people are you, because you are trying to do something that they don't want that would make them more hated, and you know this. I mean, this is the person who even tries to completely change what people are saying. They're saying that voice chat is for fun and everything, and this person goes, it's fun to be hateful. And somebody else points out the fact that they just used dyslexia as a way to push away somebody. They were hateful for them. It was pretty fun to them, wasn't it? But this person wasn't saying that it's fun to be hateful. This person was obviously saying voice chat is a thing for fun. She even tries to gaslight her own history to make her seem more impressive, saying that they took second in the Apex Legends tournament, which turned out to be a complete lie. Somebody was nice enough to put it in what looks like an express sheet and showed that she actually took 8th, which is half, and wasn't even second on her team. But it's worse than that, because her own teammate came out and confirmed that she was lying. Her teammate comes out and she's really nice about this, and it looks like she probably shares a lot of very similar views to this person, and says that they don't even want to discourage what they're doing. They're just pointing out that they didn't take second, that she's lying about this and that she shouldn't do that. And then turns around and starts harassing her teammate for pointing this out in private messages. And this person, this teammate, even ends up talking about how people are trying to apparently hack her account, which I really don't believe. I think that's a bunch of bullshit for attention, or, you know, to get some pity points. But the teammate says who's ever doing it is a piece of shit and needs to stop. So even after this teammate is trying to be nice to this woman. So Liz says, okay, kind of a bitch move, honestly, that you couldn't send me a DM or something. It wasn't. They were just pointing out that you were lying. They shouldn't have to send you a DM for that. You lied to people. She doesn't have to be courteous back. You're just going to hop on the dog pile with everyone else? I only saw it because I was scrolling through. I muted that forever ago. I'm honestly really hurt at how you decided to handle that. And this person handled it really well. They're like, I'm not saying you guys are right. I actually kind of agree with her opinions. But the fact that she took second isn't true. And she goes, I literally didn't dogpile, because she didn't. I didn't agree with the misinformation of you performed at LAN. It has nothing to do with everyone's disagreement and jumping on you about voice chat. And she goes, okay, go fuck yourself, honestly. If that's the thing you took the most issue with out of all of this, what are you talking about? One, no decent person is going to act like this. This person is obviously a fucking bitch. But what do you mean took the most issue? She took issues with what you lied about. Yeah, that's a good thing to take issue with, is when people lie. She says, I take issue with it because I didn't want to be untruthful about how we've played. This seems like a decent person to me. The teammate, she seems very decent. At the bottom, we can see you can no longer send direct messages to this person, which means Liz blocked her over this. The next DM ended up saying, and decided the best way to handle it was that you didn't privately or even after the fucking harassment was over, but right in the midst of shitstorming publicly. Yeah, I understand. So she's saying, why did you call me out on my bullshit? And then she's saying, why didn't you wait until everybody already saw the tweet and then corrected me? Which is something a lot of like these news people do, is they wait for everything to like get corrected and die down, and then they slip the truth in there. The teammate replies, you tweeted something incorrect. Maybe it's wrong to correct something like that, but I also don't think it's fair to use the fact that it isn't truthful to push your ideals, good or not. Which is another thing. This wasn't just her posting about how, you know, she took this, you know, second place and everything. She's using it to push her ideals. And it turned out to be a lie, which is the main reason why Liz is upset that her teammate corrected her, is because she was using this to verify what she's saying. Even though it didn't actually verify jack shit, it kind of just showed how they're full of it and that this is fake. But then the teammate says, if you want to be mad at me, that's fine. But it doesn't change the fact that you didn't tell the truth, whether by mistake or not. And she goes, you're being a mental bitch right now. How? This person is being the nicest, level-headed person I have ever seen. You have been cussing at her the whole time. And then she goes, you understand that you're directly contributing to people harassing me, and you're going to stand by that. This person said that they agree with Liz's opinion, from what I remember. They said that all they said was that it wasn't true. The only one contributing to people harassing you is you by lying. If you didn't make that post, no one could harass you over it. If you didn't lie in that post, no one could harass you over it. The only contributor is you. She's not being a bitch by saying, hey, that's a lie. Don't do that just so you can push your agenda. It's not cool. Even if I agree with it, it's not all right. This seems like a pretty principled person, but this is her gaslighting again because she knows people have already pointed out the fact that she didn't take second, and she was forced to admit that she didn't take second. But then she's going to turn around and say that this person is the one that's causing this, which if you didn't lie, you brought it on yourself. If you didn't lie, it wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't be harassed for it. The teammate then replies, I'm not trying to be a bitch. I'm just trying to clarify that TwitchCon performance wasn't as good as you made it out to be. That's literally it. And this person, after time, is trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt. They don't want to believe that this person is really just being this massive asshole and that they lied intentionally. And then Liz responds, you're literally drawing more attention to it. Just let the fucking die, please. It's been 2 straight days and I'm tired. Well, then she should let it die. But no, she's still on this tirade. She wants the attention, I think, because she hasn't shut up about it. And she says that she muted the thread. So then what the fuck is she talking about if she muted the thread? She says, I'm sorry you're getting harassed and you don't deserve the harassment, which... bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. But I don't think I deserve you treating me for setting the facts straight. And she is absolutely right there. And then Liz responds, I thought we were pleasant acquaintances, at least close enough to warn a private conversation before you blasted me publicly. How am I treating you? LOL. What the fuck ever. What are you talking about? When you lie, you don't warrant a DM when you are clearly lying to people just to boost your own bullshit. And she says, I didn't even blast you. What? And she didn't. All she did was reply saying, hey, that's not true. That's not putting somebody on blast. And then we can see that they got blocked. Or they could have blocked Liz, but considering how nice and courteous this person was trying to be towards Liz, I don't think that they are the one who blocked them. But you got to think about these two people and that Twitch has selected them. And then you got to realize there's like 30 different people just like this that are over there trying to run Twitch right now. These are the kind of people that they, honest to God, endorse. This isn't like when, you know, these kind of people try and go out and say, you endorse this? And you're like, no, they're just using a product. These are people that Twitch has said, hey, I like you. You're an ambassador. Hey, I like you. You're on our Trust and Safety Council. I don't care if you guys are racist and wouldn't actually, you know, enforce the rules or check in the safety of people that you don't like, but we think you are good people. You got to realize that Twitch actually supports this kind of stuff. All the people who are adding Twitch saying, do you support this? Do you support that? Yes, they do. It's why they were picked. You don't think Twitch knows about this? Then you haven't been paying attention to Twitch and the way that they are, and now they have always unevenly enforced bans and things like that. And it's things like this is why I would never stream on Twitch exclusively. Right now I use Restream, so I stream to Twitch, but also Mixer, YouTube, and whatever else I want to add into there. Because these are the people in power. I saw somebody replying to the girl from yesterday about the voice chat, and then somebody replies to them saying, you're just mad that you can't use slurs. And I replied to them saying, no. The people like this, the ones that are getting into power, will ban you for anything. If you say that you know, if you say MAGA, if you say 2 genders, if you say, let's say just even something not very mainstream anymore, net neutrality. If you were pro, if they weren't, you could get banned from that. These are people who aren't level-headed. It would never enforce anything evenly. And we know Twitch already has a massive history of uneven enforcements. There's even people who have gotten suspension for saying 2 genders, that there were 2 genders. These aren't good people who are trying to seek power, and it never is. I hope you guys liked that video. Tell me, what do you think? The fact that these are 2 people who are running these important things for Twitch is really concerning. Do you guys know any more Twitch people that are out of their fucking minds like this, that hold any kind of power in Twitch? And thanks again to everybody who showed up, whether you're a returning viewer or you're brand new. Please take a minute to like and subscribe if you guys want to see more of this content. Again, this isn't going to be a very regular thing. This is going to be a 3rd channel. It's not top priority, but I do hope that you guys do stick around for it.